So my topic is a bit, daring, on the edge, saying like start yesterday with IoT. I really like the topic. I didn't came up with it's a team effort. It's a team effort. We all do everything in team. So IoT is all about collaboration, team, partners, building ecosystem. So it's not just one thing, one person doing all of it. So start yesterday with IoT. Maybe just like a couple of sentences about myself. So this is me. You can find me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. I write all things about IoT technology, innovation, entrepreneurship, startups. So this is what I like. I studied here in Sarajevo at the Technical University, telecommunications. I graduated 2010, and then I moved to Vienna 2013. And later on, when I moved there, I joined the Tele2. Who knows Tele2 here? Perfect. I hope good image. So it's Tele2 Austria. So this is where I joined 5 years ago as a trainee. Since I moved to Austria, I didn't speak German, so it was like starting junior position over there, commercial. And it was a great experience because I had a chance to work with the whole company. So when you're a trainee, you're allowed to do all mistakes. And you're allowed to ask all questions, crazy, stupid, even though we say there's no bad questions, there's no stupid questions, there's always like not ask questions. And I decided to move to IoT 3.5 years ago within the Tele2 group. And this is what I'm going to tell you about it. So I'm going to focus first part of my talk onto how we, as a company, transformed and get ready for the IoT. So what were the success factors that we learned? So what are the key learnings? And those key learnings is not something that we put on a paper and park in a shelf. This is something that we go out and talk to each and every customer that we meet. So most of my work, so my official role is a solution consultant for the Central Eastern Europe, Austria, and Switzerland. This is one of the reasons I am here. So this is my region, this is part of my region. And I have a whole team behind me. And I really, really personally also care a lot about what is going to happen here on the market. And I think within the whole this group in a room, we can make a lot of changes, and we can put Bosnia and Herzegovina on a map so that people know about it, that it's not only about cevapi, beer. Most of them, they know about cevapi. In Austria, they say cevapčići. They don't even say cevapi. But so I really personally and professionally care about this region, and I'm going to try to do what I can to build up more awareness about it. And I need your help in that. So we're going to have some changes on this presentation. So I did put a lot of slides, and you're going to get all these slides. And you can contact me at any time if there's some questions that you would like to know, or you have some ideas and you need some contacts, you need some people, you need, in Austria there's a lot of things happening around startups, crowdfunding, all kind of stuff. So incubators, accelerators. If you like this kind of stuff, please let me know. On the other hand, you have Hub 387. So I'm going to have Samir talking with me at the end of the presentation. So they're going to tell you a bit what is happening on the startup scene here, if you're interested in that. So let me know, write me, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. So I'm going to try to give you a brief of what we did, and then I'm going to ask Samir, so one of the startups, Habitat, maybe some of you heard about it. It's called Smart Beekeeping. So I'm going to ask him to tell like 5 sentences and spend 5 minutes with you, talk about you, and then maybe some of you will come up with the crazy, cool ideas, and maybe it's going to be one of the successes, and maybe going to launch Habitat on a global scale. Okay, let's do this officially. So where do we start? We start saying that IoT hurts, right? I think it hurts. It's change. It's painful. Nobody wants to change. Let's face it, right? We're humans. We do the same things every day. We go to the same place, buy coffee. We go to the same place to meet our friends. We do same old things during the weekend, so why would we change? And if we are successful, imagine those big companies. We call them unicorns, elephants, slow elephants, tankers. So if they are successful, and you measure success by numbers most of the time, right? The revenue, so if there's a growth, why would you change, right? So this is just food for thought. So why do we do all of this, and it's painful? So where do we see the value? So this is what we asked ourselves 6 years ago. So Tele2 IoT is a relatively young company within Tele2 Group. So Tele2 Group is based out of Sweden, and we go across 10 countries. So it's a global story. So we asked ourselves 6 years ago if it's possible for us to be a global company, to be a global player. There are other players. You have here BH Telecom, you have MTEL, you have HT. Okay, they're not global players, they're local players. But there's Telecom Austria Group, there's Swisscom, there's Vodafone, there's Deutsche Telekom. So why do we need Tele2, right? So these are basically the questions that we got asked when we launched our entity in Austria. So they said us, like, what do you want to do here? We already have 3 telecom operators. So who are you? So why are you so special? And this is something that we care about. This is something that we take very personally. Like day in and day out. Our purpose, Orchestrator of a smarter world. And this is something that if you go and talk to my colleagues within the organization, it's like 200 people across Europe. So every single of them will know how to explain this, and every single of them will know how to relate to this. So we see that as a success, and it came overnight. It's a team effort. It's the right people. It's the right mindset. It's the culture. It's all together. But I'm going to come talk to you about that. We really like these cool names. So what do we think about IoT? So what is IoT? Some of you talk about IoT, right? Some of you do IoT. Some of you don't care about IoT. But it's a disruptive technology. It's a big trend. It's going to come. And then the business that you used to do, so I saw some application you have, like Centrotrans, or other kind of application that some other operators launched. This is kind of starting of IoT. Or smart cities, like Smart City Festival that we have in Belgrade now. So they're showing some cases, okay, how to make your city more smarter, organized, sustainable. We talk about sustainability, right? The overgrowing population, so resources are getting lower, so not about people, but just like the resources that we have, food, water. So what do we do about that? So how do we make things better, smarter, connected in a real time? So it's all about the real time, right? So you don't want to make decisions 3 weeks later. It's the real-time decision. And this is a big, big change for a telecom operator. So that means that you have to be 24/7, 365 days available for your customer, right? There's no, it's a weekend time. I don't want to care about that. It's a real business. It's a real business behind it. It's a real company behind it. It's success of some company behind it. So it's really something that we care about and think about it. Okay, we touched upon this. So it's basically just saying okay, what are who is changing the world? Which technologies? You all know about AI, AR, VR, IoT. And you see that the IoT is over there. So it's going to definitely change the way we know and the way we do business. And it's going to change us. And that's what we decided 6 years ago to enter into this. We're not the first ones, right? So we are the followers. That's a Tele2 mindset. So we are challengers, but also followers. So we have the chance to look around and see, okay, what the others are doing. So where are our possibilities? What can we do better than the others and not do the same mistakes all over? But we are not there to be a nice player, right? To be nice citizens. We are there to make money and to create value, new revenue streams, decrease costs, improve quality, right? This is the reason that we are there. And then on the top of that, it all relates to our purpose, Orchestrator of a smarter world. So we're just doing the right thing at the right time. So the whole story started in 2012. Strategy work began, right? That's what we discussed all day long. Top-down, bottom-up approaches, different. But when we started in 2012, it was 3 people. 3 people within the Tele2 group. And Tele2 group is around 11 countries. around 6,000 employees. So there were 3 people who decided to sit together. We got a really cool guy called Rami Avidan, who is a founder and co-founder of Tele2 IoT, and they put the strategy together. So they all had experience in the IoT, and they had the privilege to know that other operators have launched and not been successful into that. So they could pick the good things and not do the bad things. So Tele2 IoT strategy in brief, it's a global setup. So most of the people ask me, what do you do in Bosnia? There's no Tele2 network, right? No one has a Tele2 network in Bosnia. But we have a global setup. It's very important. So if you could do IoT, think globally, always. Not think locally, think global, that you're going to launch your devices in India, China, Brazil, Korea. How is it going to work out? So you need to have someone who can support in that one, not a local operator. Horizontal position, this is what we decided to do. We said we're going to launch it horizontally. That means across all verticals, the ones that we mentioned, like smart city, smart lighting, connected whatever, cars, washing machine, dishwasher, video surveillance, whatsoever. So we are horizontal player. We go to the market B2B, so you're not going to see Tele2 shops over there. Never, so ever. So you're going to see some B2C products like trackers. You know these trackers, like fancy ones that track how many steps you do and things like that. It's a simple, very simple application of IoT. And crawl, walk, run. This is something that resonates to what we heard all day long, right, today. Crawl, walk, run. This is the major thing that we talk to our customers. We never say to our customers, go with 1 million devices. That's crazy. So you do crawl, walk, run, and it goes with, correct me if I'm wrong, Agile, in a way, saying you do small prototype, you work around, you play with it, you give it to the customer, they give you a feedback, you learn from that, you go back, and you iterate and reiterate until you have the perfect product, and then you launch. You never do big scales, you never ever do a product without that you test it. So we launched in 2013. It was a major day, so we're now celebrating 5 years. So I'm looking forward to see what our marketing department is going to figure out. It's going to be our celebration. So no one believed that you can, in a 1.5 year, that you can launch from a strategy to execute on that. What we did, so it resonates with our values. One of the values is challenger, action-oriented, cost-conscious, flexibility, openness, quality, something that we can talk about it. And that where we focused at the beginning is building awareness. Maybe some of you know these pictures. But the first thing that we did was launching the IoT Talks. IoT Talks is something that we branded, so Tele2 internal events. Samir had a chance to visit them. So it's basically a place where all our partners, customers, people around get together. If you have a chance, and we do usually two or three every year, so it's Stockholm, Rotterdam, Amsterdam, Vienna, or Munich. So go there, it's free of charge. And we do it every year with our partners. So what I wanted to say with this big picture is first thing, building awareness, and the second thing, partners are the key to your success. So it's really all about them. So we love to be in the background and have our successful partners in the front, launching the whole solutions. So after these 5 years, we are a different beast. Tele2 IoT, with the purpose of Orchestrator, a smarter world, has over 150 experts. So we have people from Vodafone, Deutsche Telekom, Telenor, Telia, all over the places. So they join us because they see difference. So we meet the expectations of our customers, and we are very, very honest to our customers. 200 partners, so we have partners all over the world. Partner operators, that means we are global. So we have over 500 roaming partners around the world. So our SIM card will work wherever you are and your device. And we have over 600 customers, global customers. I'm talking always global. Some of our partners and customers, Microsoft, so some of these brands from Microsoft, Nokia, IBM, SAP, Jasper. So it's all kind of different application, from connected alarming panels, car sharing with Audi, and multimedia played over the SIM card, connected fridges, modules, connected charging station, all this kind of stuff. So what do we do? As mentioned, connectivity. So we are a telecom operator. What does a telecom operator do? Connectivity, right? have no idea about Microsoft Asia, about SAP HANA, about IBM Watson. So I know the basics, but we don't do. So we do horizontal, and then with our partners, we launch the whole solution. And we bring the experts from Microsoft, from IBM, from Nokia, whoever you want, as an end customer. And then they give you the real advices. And they integrate the whole solution, very important. Enabling services, everything around connectivity. So it's very important we don't cannibalize the partner system. Very important that you stay honest and true to your strategy. And that says you work with partners. When you have a customer, you work together with them. And you launch best of best customized solution. And infrastructure services, that is something that we do really, really for big customers. That means volume of millions and millions of SIMs. Okay, Tele2 IoT is one of the top operators recognized by Gartner. And the reason for that is the global setup, is the mindset, and is the people in the team. There's no more to that. Yes, we talked about it. IoT hurts. I don't know where is Bosnia here. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's there. Maybe it's already somewhere. Maybe it's not on the map at all when it comes about the IoT. But it hurts. It's not something that you do like that. It's not something that you change the minds of the organization. We talk with big customers and big corporations from 6 to 12 months. And then first prototype is the first proof of concept, etc. And then they launch something, and then they reiterate, then they change. Customer feedback is very important with all of that. Okay, so these are the things that I already told you about it. So we started within the Tele2 group. So the reason I told you this story is about to encourage you that you try to see in your organization, what are the cases that you can build? What are the cases that you can make? What are the changes that you can bring to your organization and within your organization? And which are the things that you should think about it? Okay, strategy. So everything has to be new, unfortunately. That's the way it is. So you have to have a new strategy. So the classic telecom operations, it's not going to work. Because we talk about mindset all day long, right? Agility, mindset, okay, meeting customer expectations, etc. So you have to have all of this. So we did set all of this for the new organization called Tele2 IoT and launched throughout the 10 entities. So what are our success factors? Very important, top management buy-in. We talked about this. It's same old same, very important. So the first thing that you talk when you talk to your customers is ask them, what does management think about that? Any kind of project. Are they going to buy it? Okay, so how do they think? So how do they make decisions? Based on what? They like you, they don't like you, political party, whatsoever. So you really need to know about this. So how, in any kind of project that you do, top management buy-in, you have to have them on your board, and you have to be their best friend. Important. Innovate on the edge. So we had the privilege to see what the others did, and then based on that, we had a chance to change our strategy and adapt and innovate around all of that. Tele2 way, I talked about it, values, mindset, right people, outside the organization, inside the organization. So very important, when people join to our organization, if they like it the way we do, they stay. If they don't, yeah, we say bye, and then we stay in touch. And a great team, right? These are some of the people that love IoT, you see? Big heart. It's all about IoT. It's all about IoT love. And it's all about this IoT love showing to our customers. So most, as you can see, these people are all throughout the Europe. And we communicate on a daily basis. And we work crazy stuff. And we meet customer expectations. Basically, that's it. Nothing else, nothing more. And sometimes you have to go outside of your job description. Sometimes you have to do other things. But that's part of the IoT love, and that's part of it, being a friend with your customer, because you need each other. When you start these changes, you need to do more than it's expected. Someone said you have to work during the weekends, you have to do it during the night, etc. You have to. At the beginning, it's painful, it hurts, but then it changes, and it gets better, I promise. One of my favorite quotes that I picked up lately, from Robert Frost. Maybe some of you know. I'm going to read it for you. Maybe you don't see the background. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Right? If you're doing same old things, same old things, same old way. You can't expect changes. You can't expect any learnings, right? You have to do differently. So in your life, at some point, you're going to have this, you're going to get to this road, you're going to be in this wood, or this, and you have to decide if you're going to go left or right. And take the harder one, because that's where you learn. So Robert Frost, I think he's American. IoT transformation, okay, just to give you an overview. So after 5 years, we're doing transformation journey, right, within the company. So we grew from 4 people to 200 almost, right? Within 5 years, that's a lot. You know, right people, right mindset, right culture. But still, we have a lot of work to do. Yeah, it's in a world of constant change, and we need to keep changing. And you need to do what you preach to your customer, you have to have it internally done. Otherwise, credibility is not there. So we really have to be aware of that. IoT hurts, yes, but it pays off. We are the example, right? And then I would like to invite you, so I didn't want to just have the slides and talk about it, right? We have the real example, and I'm going to invite Semir, the founder and CEO of the company, let's give him a round of applause, from the company Habitat. It's smart beekeeping, beehives, connected beehives. Some of you heard about it, right? And he is one of the startups from Hub 387, one of the great examples that we really want to see on a global scale. And then I give the word to you, right? Thank you for coming.